Welcome to my YouTube video on how to make your own kaleidoscope using my DIY kit for my Satoriscope kaleidoscope. And so obviously you've got it in the mail by now. And so if you're wanting to make your own kaleidoscope, you can click the link in the bio below and you can get your own kit that comes with everything needed to make your own Satoriscope kaleidoscope from my festival collection. Ultimately, the goal by the end of this is to have a kaleidoscope that looks exactly like this. So, let's get into it. One of the first things you're going to want to do is you're going to grab your mirrors. So keep in mind that these are front surface mirrors and they are very fragile. Obviously you can see how thin they are. These things are super thin. They break really easily, so be careful. What you're going to want to do is you got the blue film. The blue film is protecting the front surface portion of your mirrors. So you're going to peel this off very carefully, and you're going to do your very best not to ever touch the mirror, because if you touch it, you're going to have fingerprints, and no matter what you try and do, you will not be able to get the fingerprints off. So keep that in mind. You're going to peel off the blue film from all of your pieces, and then it doesn't really matter what kind of tape you use. However, I like to use electrical tape. So you're going to get your electrical tape and you're going to cut yourself 5 or 10 pieces of electrical tape. So I'm going to grab a marker. When you're putting your mirrors together, they need to be in a very specific fashion to get the visuals. So I'm going to grab this right here just to demonstrate. So you're going to have your mirrors. Set this aside for a sec. And you want to have them offset. So they're going to be just like this. So one's going to be overlapping the other. Well, they're overlapping all of them, each other. And so you want it to be just like this. If it's not like that, it's not going to look as cool. So let's get into it. One of the first things I like to do is I'll grab the mirrors and then I'll just put them together completely flush at a 90-degree angle. Then I'll grab my tape and I'll just put one just to hold it together. And then I'll grab the other one and I'll do the exact same thing. Put it at a 90-degree angle. I'll put some tape on there. And then from there, I'll put them together like this. Put some tape on there. Okay, and then this is the next part that's really important. So you have it at least kind of like put together and it's holding its shape. Now you're going to put the tape at an angle, just like this. You're going to be careful, but you're going to stretch the tape a little bit over the lip. And so what you're doing is you're pulling this side into the other side that's overlapping, so it creates a really tight hold. And then just look inside and try and see where there are gaps in the mirrors. Cut some more tape, because you want to try and close those gaps as best you can. we're gonna look through again. Got some gaps on this side, so we're gonna adjust this one a bit.
Do that.
And then once that's done, you'll have mirrors that look just like this. So we'll set that aside, and then the next step, we're gonna grab our tube. And so this part is really important. And so you're gonna wanna get some kind of adhesive that will work really well. I've found this Tester's adhesive is really good. Now I'm gonna say this, you do not wanna use super glue. Absolute no-go. Do not use super glue. If you can get some, I highly recommend using UV glue because it's really strong and it doesn't fog up the mirrors and there's very little fumes. So in order to do that, I'm gonna use UV glue. So I'm gonna be using UV glue. So you're gonna grab your tube. The first thing you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna grab the O-ring. So you're gonna put some UV glue, just put like 4 dabs in there. Dabs. So you put a little bit. I just kind of do it on like four parts around it. I'll go out a little more this time. Okay, so you get it just like that. You're gonna grab your tube. You're gonna put it on. And I like to spin it a bit to make sure it's nice and solid. Make sure it's kind of everywhere. And then sometimes I'll even grab the blue film. And then I'll put it inside like this. And then I'll kind of do this to pretty much force all of the UV resin into the little crevice in here. And then what I'll do is I'll grab my black light and then you just put it right down so it's just shining right inside. So all that UV resin just gets super hard and it holds it together like an absolute beast. So you'll sit here for a sec, contemplate life. Yeah, do your thing. So hold that there for a second, and then I'll do it, and I'll just hold it right here and kind of twist it. And you're just gonna wait a sec. Just kind of let it do its thing. All right, so since we're on that step of the UV resin, we're gonna grab this round piece right here. And then we're gonna grab this little white thing, and this is your lens. And so make sure you don't get any fingerprints on it. You can use a microfiber cloth or anything to kind of clean it. You can also use this little piece of paper. So you can kind of, rub it around within the paper to kind of get it, make sure it's nice and clean. And you have your lens. So you'll set that directly over the hole and try and get it as center as you can, so you don't have any weird distortions. You'll grab your UV resin again and put some dollops in there just so it holds down. And you don't need a lot less. All right, so when that's done, you'll set that aside. And you're gonna just put the UV light on it. Now, what you're gonna do is, this should be dry. You're gonna grab your ball. Now keep in mind, this is what makes the Satoriscope wildly unique. This guy right here. So you'll put it down inside. You're gonna grab your mirrors now, and you're gonna have some felt pads inside of your kit. So you're gonna put the felt pads right on the corner like this. And then you'll do another one right on the corner down here. So you grab that, and then you'll slide your mirrors right inside. And the felt pads are important because it keeps the mirrors in place, but then it also makes it so it holds your mirrors really tightly together. Okay, so the next step, gonna grab your lens, your eye cap. You're gonna grab your resin again, and you're gonna put some resin right inside of the eye cap on the edges so we can seal it the same way we did with the last one. Now don't be like too generous with it, because if you're too generous then you're gonna get resin on the lens. So the next step, you'll grab your Satoriscope, slide it on there. I'm gonna spin it around just a little bit. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab your UV light and you're gonna shine it right onto the top where the crystal ball is. And you're just gonna let this sit for a minute. Just hold it. Again, contemplate life. Drink some coffee perhaps. Alright, so now that that's done, you'll find that this is rock solid. And so at that point, now you have a functional Satoriscope kaleidoscope. Thanks for coming through. I appreciate you guys. Again, I appreciate your support if you purchased one of my Satoriscope DIY kits. If you didn't and you just came across this video on YouTube, go down below, click the link, take you straight to my shop, and you can get your own festival kaleidoscope. So I appreciate you guys. Come through for more DIY.